Welcome back everyone to a video, and today we are going over my week 11 picks for every NFL game, starting with a quick recap of last week. So we did pretty well, only 4 losses on the week. Really wish I could have had that Rams game back. I was very unsure of it anyways. Dolphins came out, played very well, kind of take my L there, but the rest I think are valid. Washington was very close. Saints upset in a very close game, and then the Patriots get a big win there in Chicago, and the Bears offense looked terrible. But everything else we got right. I'm very happy with the week so far. We have a lot of really good games this week. So jumping right to this week's slate of games. Before we get into the picks, be sure to subscribe to my channel down below. It is free and takes just a second. And it's always NFL content on the channel, whether it's week picks or player rankings or team rankings or draft content. It's always NFL content. So if that's interesting to you, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But for week picks, first game is Washington and the Eagles. Now this week we have a pretty good record. I'm pretty happy with it. So I tried to go a little interesting on some picks. I tried to maybe pick a few too many upsets. I don't know. We'll see what it is. It's probably going to be a bit of a fun week that won't result well record-wise, but I want to try it. So for this game, I'm picking the Commanders. I believe the Eagles are 4-point favorites in this game. I've never really been super confident in the Eagles this year. I was very confident in them and super high on them in the offseason, but then as far as this year goes, I really haven't been blown away. They've got some very close wins that could have went the other way. I don't know. Just hasn't been super attractive football at times. While Washington has basically surpassed, I think, everyone's expectations for them this year, I'm picking them to go into Philadelphia, get a huge division win here to stay in first place. I believe the winner of this game is in first place. So I'm picking Washington. I like their offense. I think they can really take it to the Eagles' defense. But Washington's run defense I don't think is very high. And Eagles have Saquon Barkley, so that could also be a big story of this game. Regardless, I'm picking Washington there. Next is the Colts and the Jets. Now, the Colts realized how stupid it was after basically the entire internet told them, hey, you probably shouldn't have benched your super raw prospect like 10 games into his NFL career. That's kind of stupid. They realized that, I guess, after Flacco did absolutely nothing. Honestly looked worse, in my opinion. So they benched Flacco. Richardson back in here. Jets, I'm going to pick the Colts. And that just shows how just the lack of confidence I have in the Jets at this point in the season. I was very high on them in the offseason. I didn't pick them last week because I basically said I'm not falling for it. I knew they had a good win against the Texans. I wasn't falling for it. I was going to trust the team that I've seen week in and week out the entire year, not just that one week. I think it kind of went how I thought it would with a big Cardinals win. I'm picking the Colts here. I don't think the Jets are very good. Bad week. Could you pick a bounce back week at home against a not great opponent? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to do that. But Richardson's return, I think he's going to try to make a big point. I don't think the Jets are very good. I'm picking the Colts there. Next to the Packers and the Bears, I'm picking the Packers. Bears have looked very bad. I have a video coming out in a couple days going over Caleb Williams and the Bears offense and talking about the struggles. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Packers, they're just the better team here. I'm really not super kind of stuck on this game. I think it's pretty clear, at least in my opinion. I'm not picking the Bears at this point. Could they win? Are they good enough to maybe get a close game to go their way in Chicago? Yeah, probably, but they've just looked so bad at times. Caleb Williams has a terrible O-line. I'm picking the Packers in that one. Next, the Jaguars and Lions. Picking the Lions. Jaguars suck. Lions don't. That's the story of that game. Raiders and Dolphins. I'm going to pick the Dolphins here. Raiders are also quite bad. Dolphins aren't much better, but they did look a lot better than they have in past weeks last Monday night. So I like what I saw there. They still have a long way to go if they want to salvage this season. But again, these are the games they have to take if they really want to make something out of what has been a pretty bad season without Tua for a large part of it. So I'm picking the Dolphins there. Patriots and the Rams. I'm picking the Patriots. It's another one of those upset games for me. I like Drake May a whole lot. I think I've been very vocal about that basically since last April. I mean, I really thought he was going to be really good. I initially had him over Jaden Daniels. I thought Drake May would be very good. Obviously, now Daniels has set the bar very high. But Drake May, he hasn't got to play a full season. He has terrible weapons. I'm not saying he's going to be better than Jaden Daniels, but just give it some time. I think the gap between the two might not be as big as some people might think in a couple seasons here. But I'm picking the Patriots, upsetting the Rams. They're in New England. I think it'll be a good game, to be honest. Even if they lose, I don't think this will be a blowout. I don't think the Rams are going to play a very clean football game. It just seems to me like a game the Rams are going to fumble. So, yeah, I'm picking the Patriots there. But again, Rams D-line could really get to Drake May and that pretty bad offensive line, which again could really cause some issues there. But still, I'm picking the Patriots, Saints, and the Browns. Now, this is a similar approach that I'm going to have to the game I mentioned last week for the Jets and the Cardinals, okay? I am not going to all of a sudden pick the Saints because they had a good week. They've been bad all year. To be fair, so have the Browns, but I do trust Jameis Winston more than Deshaun Watson. And I said that in the offseason. I thought it sounded bad to say it, but I had zero faith in Deshaun Watson. Is Jameis Winston great? No, not really, but I think he is better at this point than Deshaun Watson. I'm picking the Browns to go into New Orleans and win this game. The Saints just have a lot of things to figure out. You need to answer at quarterback long term. Is Chris Olave's health going to be a deciding factor in the rest of his career? Unfortunately, it probably will be. He's really stacking up some pretty bad concussions at this point. Will Kamara be on the team? However much longer, who knows? I know he re-signed all that, but still, it's a lot of things to figure out with an aging roster, not a lot of cap space. Saints are in a bad spot. I'm picking the Browns, but still, good for their new interim head coach getting a win last week. That was pretty cool. Ravens and Steelers, I'm picking the Ravens. I think this will be a very close game. It seems like it always is between the Ravens and the Steelers, but I like the Ravens offense a lot. Their defense isn't great. They've let up a lot of points at times, especially to the Bengals and other division rivals, just like the Browns. But I got to go with the Ravens. I can't pick against Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. The level of play Lamar Jackson is at, I don't know how many quarterbacks have been better this year than Lamar Jackson. So I'm picking him. Russ has been better than I thought he would be, but still, I got to go with Lamar and the Ravens. I think they're the better team. I think they will get the win in but what is Pittsburgh? I'm not sure why I couldn't think of the name. Next is the Vikings and the Titans. I'm picking the Vikings. Titans are just not good. I don't really trust the Titans to win basically any football games at this point, unless it's like the Panthers or the Giants, one of those kind of teams. I don't think they beat the Vikings at all. I'm picking the Vikings in that game. Next is the Falcons and the Broncos. I'm picking the Falcons. Again, they kind of dropped the ball last week against the Saints, but it's a tough divisional game. I like the Falcons still. I think they're a good football team. I'm picking the Falcons beat the Broncos. The Broncos should have beat Kansas City. I don't know how the Chiefs managed to always do that. I really don't. On a blocked field goal. Sucks. It was a big loss for the Broncos in that division race, even though, Chiefs are undefeated, so they're probably not going to get, the division title, but still, they're pushing for a wild card spot. That was a big loss to have. So I'm picking the Falcons, beat the Broncos there. Seahawks and 49ers, I'm picking the 49ers. This game was not great the first time around for Seattle. Yeah, McCaffrey back now. I like the 49ers' chances in this one. I'm picking the 49ers. I'm pretty confident in that. Chiefs and the Bills. Now, this is, I think, the game that everybody's focusing on this week. I am picking the Bills to finally beat the Chiefs. Just kind of, give them their first loss of the year. Snap that winning streak that's just gone back to last year at this point. I love the Bills, especially when they play the Chiefs. It's always a great game. Josh Allen seems to always play his best possible football, and I hope I don't jinx that, but I do think he's going to really come ready to play. He knows what's at stake here. But again, so does Mahomes, so does the Chiefs, and they haven't lost yet. So it's tough to pick against that, but I got to go with my gut. I'm leaning to the Bills here to snap that Chiefs winning streak. I'm picking the Bills in Buffalo to beat the Chiefs. Next is Sunday Night Football, Bengals and Chargers. I'm picking the Bengals. I don't think the Chargers are great, to be honest. I think their record is a little deceiving, and I think the Bengals' record does not show how good they actually are. So that's kind of the story, at least for me in this game. Bengals' defense is not good, don't get me wrong, but the Bengals' offense is just really, really good. I think it's going to give the Chargers a lot of issues unless they stack up a lot of stops against the Bengals' offense. I don't know how the Chargers are going to win this game. I don't think their offense has enough firepower. Even as bad as the Bengals defense is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's all there. They're just not that level yet to consistently put up high scoring games, which I think is required to beat the Bengals at this point, because their defense does nothing, but their offense is a whole lot. It's a lot of high scoring football. I don't think the Chargers are matched up well for that. I'm picking the Bengals. Finally, Monday Night Football, Cowboys, Texans. I'm picking the Texans. No Dak Prescott, and that's kind of all there is, for me. After that, it's kind of, Dak struggles at times, but he's a good quarterback, and he's better than I think a lot of people give him credit for. I am picking the Cowboys here. I do think that they could be competitive, but I can't pick Cooper Rush. I can't pick Trey Lance. I like the Texans. They should have won last week in what was a game where they got, 5 interceptions from the Lions and still lost. Not sure how you managed to do that. I think they bounced back this week. and beat the Cowboys. So that is going to do it for my week picks, though. Let me know down below what your favorite team is, what you think they're going to do this week. Any picks you think I got right or got wrong, make sure to subscribe down below. It is free and takes just a second. I would really appreciate all the support there on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.